We love homework. Yeah, every day. Give us more homework. Okay, it's true. I know you guys don't love homework. But this is the video to show you how to do 2.3's HRW homework assignment. So let's take a look at problem number 1. Solve the inequality. Inequality. 2 times the absolute value of x is less than or equal to 6. Use the graphs of blah 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 as shown. Okay, so 2 ways we can do this. We can either use what they want us to use, or we can solve it on Desmos. For this one, I'm going to use what they want us to use. Divide each side by 2, we get 3. So absolute value of x is less than or equal to 3. Since it's less than or equal to, we have negative 3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 3. Notice the equal to. Negative 3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 3. Done. Next question. Same basic thing. Absolute value of x minus 2 is less than, or sorry, minus 2 is greater than negative 1. So we want to find out where it's greater than. And if we're going to use the graph, we can just find where it's greater than. So that would be it's greater than over here, and it's greater than over here. So when it's less than 1, and when it's greater than 3. So x is less than 1, or x is greater than 3. And we could do that algebraically, but we'll save that for another time. Solve this inequality using these graphs, and it's the x side is less than 5. So we're looking for where they cross, and we're looking for when it's below. So we're looking for in between in this case. So we are, looks like negative 2 to 2. And no equal to. So negative 2 to 2. Number 4. This time we are greater than, so we're looking at greater than, greater than. So the solution is when x is less than or equal to negative 3, or when x is greater than or equal to negative 1. Number 5. Select the absolute value inequality that matches the graph, then select the solution to the inequality. Okay, so our slope is, these are going by 2's, these are going by 2's, so we go up 2 over 1. So 2 is correct. And we have shifted to the right 1. So that's minus 1 on the inside. Minus 1 on the inside is less than 4. So it's less than 4 between negative 1 and 3. Next, we have select the absolute value inequality that matches the graph, then select the solution of the inequality. We've moved to the right 2, so we are looking for plus 2 on the inside of parentheses. Plus 2 on the inside. Solution is from negative 4 to 0, because it did say less than, right? Less than. So negative 4 to 0. Make sure your absolute value symbols are pointing in the correct direction. Okay, so they want us to solve it algebraically, select the correct graph of the solution. So we see that this is a greater than, and the greater than is pointing at the x. So believe it or not, we don't actually even have to solve this equation. Here's why. Remember, if the greater sign is pointing at the x, that means we're looking towards the outside. Unless this is negative out here, which it's not. So we're looking to the outside. And since we're looking to the outside, it has to be either A or D. But see how this isn't equal to, it's only greater than, that means that the circles aren't going to be filled. We've got the same basic thing here, except this time it's less than, and there's still no negative sign out front. So since we are less than, we're going to be inside, and since there's no equal to, we're going to have open circles. I'm going to show you this time how to do it correctly. Absolute value of 2x plus 1 minus 1 on the outside is less than 4. So absolute value of 2x plus 1, add 1 to each side, you have less than 5. So we have to split it up into two parts now. Since it's less than, we can do negative 5 is less than 2x plus 1 is less than 5. Subtract 1 from all three parts. Negative 6 is less than 2x is less than 4. Divide each part by 2. Negative 3 is less than x is less than 2. So between negative 3 and 2. The thermostat for a house is set to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, but the actual temperature may vary by as much as 4 degrees. Use an absolute value inequality to find the range of possible temperatures in the house. The range of possible temperatures in the house in degrees Fahrenheit. That's kind of interesting. So 68 is the setting, but it can vary by as much as 4 degrees. So x, the actual temperature in the house, minus the thermostat temperature, the absolute value of that is less than or equal to 4. So negative 4 is less than or equal to x minus 68 is less than or equal to 4. Seems good. Add 68 to all three spots. Negative 4 plus 68 is 64. Is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 72. So 64, 72. It's kind of a cool question. The balance of Jason's checking account is $390. The balance varies by as much as $80 each week. Use an absolute value inequality to find the range of possible balances in Jason's checking account. So x minus the average is less than as much as, so it could go up to 80, and it's the absolute value. So once again, we can do the same basic thing. Negative 80 is less than or equal to x minus 390 is less than or equal to 80. Add 390 to all three parts. That's 310 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 470. A study of squirrel population in Center City Park showed that on average squirrels live to be 6.5 years old. The lifespan of the squirrels can vary by as much as 2 years. What is the range of ages in years to which squirrels live? Okay, so average age x is the ages minus the average, 0.65, is less than, as much as, or equal to 2 years. So negative 2 is less than or equal to x minus 0.6.5 is less than or equal to 2. So add 6.5, add 6.5, add 6.5. Negative 2 plus 6.5 is 4.5 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 8.5. So 6.5, 8.5, get it? Neither of the ages at the edge of the range should be equal to the average age. So, oh, I typed in 6 instead of 4. That should be 4.5. You are playing a history quiz game where you must give the years of historical events. In order to score any points at all for a question about the year in which the first nuclear submarine was put into service by the U.S. Navy, your answer must be no more than 3 years away from the correct answer, which is 1954. What is the range of answers that allow you to score points? Okay, guys, this time I'm not actually going to put it into the absolute value equation. This time I'm just going to do the logical brain power. So, if the correct answer is 1954, then the smallest number that you could give would be 3 less than that, 1951. The biggest number you could give would be 3 more than that, 1957. The speed limit on a road is 25 miles per hour. Drivers on this road typically vary their speed around the limit by as much as 4 miles per hour. What is the range of typical speeds on this road? Once again, I'm going to do it just with the pure logic. If 25 is in the middle, I know I'm going 4 less and 4 more. 4 less than 25 is 21. 4 more than 25 is 29. 21 to 29. The poll of likely voters shows that an incumbent will get 53% of the vote in an upcoming election. Based on the numbers of voters polled, the results of the poll could be off by as much as 4 percentage points. What does this mean for the incumbent? So, if the average is 53, and the technical polling term for how much it can be off by, or the stats term, is margin of error. So this is a poll that says 53% with a margin of error of 4%. So that means the actual percentage he's going to get, according to this poll, should be between 49%, which is 53 minus the margin of error, and 57%. So it should be, the real number should be somewhere between these two. The incumbent is certain to win the election. Well, that would be true if he was always going to get more than 50%, but he's not. The incumbent is likely to win, but could still lose. I'd say that's probably good. Likely to lose? No, because it's more likely that he gets more than 50%. And it's definitely not certain he'll lose. So he's likely to win, but could lose. Student solved the inequality of this graphically, and the student says, I graph the functions x minus 1, absolute value of x minus 1 minus 2, and g of x equals 2, because the graph g of x lies above the graph of f of x between negative 3 and 5. The solution of the inequality is between negative 3 and 5. Identify and correct the student's error. So the student identified where the graph of g of x lies above the graph of f of x, but really what she's supposed to be identifying is where the graph f of x lies above, because you'll see that it wants f of x to be greater than g of x. And we don't want equal to, so just where it's above. So solution of the equality is when x is less than negative 3, or when x is greater than 5. Alright guys, that is section 2.3's homework assignment. So you now have 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Your test is very, very shortly, or maybe you're watching this during your test. Regardless, you have all of the answers that you need for all three sections. So Wildcats, good luck.